One man. The Church places him among the saints. But some historians say something completely different. A killer. Ancient accounts accuse him of killing his wife, killing his son, and eliminating those closest to him. But before we judge, let me make something clear from the beginning. These are accusations that appear in different historical sources, not absolute facts. Some historians strongly doubt them. Others defend him fiercely. This is an investigation into the most controversial name in church history. I don't want to judge. I want to present the different accounts, then you judge. Before anything else, who is this man? Constantine was born in 272 AD in Niš, modern-day Serbia. Son of a military commander, and a mother named Helena. But almost all historians agree on one thing. He was not an ordinary man. He was intelligent, extremely ambitious, and ruthless when it came to power. In 306 AD, his father died. And here, something happened that changed everything. The army didn't wait. They declared Constantine emperor. But the problem? Rome was not one empire. It was divided between 4 rulers. And Constantine didn't want just a piece of it. He wanted all of it. Here begins the story that historians disagree about. Let me present it as it appears in some ancient sources. Not as absolute truth, but as accounts worth knowing. The first accusation, the father-in-law. Constantine married Fausta, the daughter of Emperor Maximian. But later, he accused her father of treason. The end was the same. The execution of Maximian. Some accounts say, it was not a fair trial, but a political elimination. But the truth? No one can say for certain. The second accusation, the son who was killed. Here, the story gets darker. Crispus. Constantine's son. A beloved military commander, and his rightful heir. Then suddenly, in 326 AD, the sentence was issued. Execution. No clear trial, no official explanation. How did he die? Some accounts say by poison. Others say by beheading. But the most dangerous question. Why? The third accusation, the wife Fausta. Immediately after Crispus's death, something stranger happened. Fausta, his wife, disappears from history. Then, later accounts appear saying, she was placed in a hot bath until she died. But pay attention. This account comes from very late sources, centuries after Constantine's death. And here the real debate begins. Did it actually happen? Or was it a story written later by his enemies to distort his image? Now, let's be fair. Before we judge Constantine, let's hear the other side. Point 1. Contemporary sources. The best historical source about Constantine is Eusebius of Caesarea. Eusebius was his contemporary. He wrote based on official documents. And he was a supporter. This source mentions nothing about killing a wife or son. Sometimes silence speaks louder than words. Point 2. Late and hostile accounts. All the dark stories about Constantine came from late and hostile sources. The most important is the historian Zosimus, who wrote 200 years after Constantine's death. Zosimus was a pagan who hated Constantine because he converted to Christianity. Is it reasonable to believe a hostile writer who wrote 2 centuries after the event? Point 3. Why did people love him? If Constantine was a brutal killer, how did he rule for 30 years? How did the army love him? How did the people love him? How did he build the city of Constantinople and make it the capital of the world? These are legitimate questions, raised strongly by his defenders. Constantine's defenders say, yes, he was harsh. All the rulers of his time were harsh. But he was not worse than them. He was better than many. And the accounts that accuse him of crimes, were written by his enemies after his death. Before all these events, there was one moment that changed everything. The year 312 AD. The Battle of the Milvian Bridge. A huge army, and an enemy with greater numbers. And here, the most famous story appears. Constantine sees a strange symbol in the sky. A cross made of light. And written on it, by this sign. You will conquer. One night later. He sees Christ in a dream. He commands him to make a banner in the shape of the cross. Constantine obeys. He paints 2 letters on his soldiers' shields, XP, the first 2 letters of Christ's name in Greek. Then the battle takes place. And the result? A crushing victory. Maxentius drowned in the river with thousands of his soldiers. The question that historians never stopped asking. Was it a real vision from heaven? Or a very clever political decision? Defenders say, if it were a trick, why did he sincerely convert to Christianity and build churches? Skeptics say, Constantine was smart. He saw that Christians were many, so he used them. The truth as most contemporary historians see it. A mixture of both. He was truly a believer, but he was also a skilled politician. After the victory, a major transformation occurred. The Edict of Milan, 313 AD. Religious freedom. The end of Christian persecution after 300 years. But the story doesn't end here. The Council of Nicaea, 325 AD. Here, Constantine was not a theologian, but a man of power. A divided church, doctrinal conflict, a threat to unity. Arius says, Christ is created, not eternal. Athanasius says, Christ is God himself, equal to the Father. The conflict nearly tore the church apart. Constantine's role. Constantine was not a theologian. He didn't understand Greek well. But he wanted a unified empire. And if the church was divided, that threatened its unity. So what did he do? He sat on a golden chair at the council. He listened to the debates. And according to most historians, he exerted enormous political pressure to push the bishops toward agreement. The result? The birth of the Nicene Creed. This says that Christ is consubstantial with the Father, equal in essence. And from here, the official doctrine of the Trinity as we know it today began. Important clarification. Many think that Constantine made Christianity the state religion. This is a common historical mistake. The one who made Christianity the state religion was Emperor Theodosius in 380 AD. 43 years after Constantine's death. But Constantine opened the door. He built the great churches. He exempted clergy from taxes. He placed Christianity on the throne of the empire. Now, each side has a different Constantine. On one hand, the church sees him as founder of a new era. Protector of Christians. The first to open the door to imperial faith. The Eastern Church, Orthodox, considers him a saint and calls him equal to the apostles. On the other hand, some historians see him as a bloody ruler. He used religion to secure his rule. And perhaps history was written in his favor later. The Western Church, Catholic, does not officially consider him a saint, but calls him Constantine the Great. The difference is significant. The Great is not the saint. The truth that most historians agree on today. Constantine was not a saint in the literal sense. Nor was he a devil. He was a man of his time, harsh like all the rulers of his era, ambitious like everyone who reached power, but he was intelligent and insightful. Constantine. Not clearly a saint. Not clearly a killer. But something much more difficult. A man who changed religion, politics, and history, all at the same time. The real question is not, who is Constantine? But rather, does power create truth, or does it just create a version of it? If you enjoyed this investigation, subscribe to the channel and hit the bell. And in the comments below, what do you think of Constantine? Was he a saint or a killer? In the next video. The Council of Nicaea, who really wrote the creed. Until then.